Because before I didn't used to cook my beans to be soft, but now I've changed. And you were key to that.
You
Okay,
have
so that's a
improved.
trivia. Okay. Oh, so I've not changed, but I've improved.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. So improvement is a good thing to
Yes,
celebrate.
yes, yes.
You may
So
not see
sometimes you may not get
obvious
perfection, but
change.
appreciate progress.
Hi.
Hi, hi,
Hi
hi.
signs.
Let's talk.
This is the thing that you used to do. I used to wonder if you could change. But I think you are changing small, small. I'm glad I waited. You still have the capacity to change. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. How long should you wait for somebody to change? Um, is there a time limit, a time frame? Should you? And is it okay if you cannot wait? Is it a sin against God, a sin against humanity, or a sin against love? Yeah, I mean, yeah, just maybe throw a little bit more light on change, or is it context specific? So there are some changes you should not wait for, or you should wait from a distance. And while waiting from a distance, if you find somebody else that has already changed, should you move
Keep
along with
changing.
them? Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I think, this question is what we'll call $1 million question. It's a huge one. It's a very important question. I don't know how long you should wait. Yeah, and I don't think you should put yourself in that position to maybe try to answer that question. All I would say, be true to yourself. Can I handle this? Will I be able to handle this? Will I be able to wait? And to wait or not to wait is your choice. Yeah, it's basically your choice. But there are times where I think you shouldn't just rush out just because someone needs to
Grow in a
grow,
certain area.
yeah, or to get better. No, I don't think there are some times where it is not necessary, especially where you know this person is sincerely trying to overcome this particular habit and is embracing learning, is embracing the
Growth,
process.
yeah.
It's not he or she is not fighting the process. If you have a person in question who maybe a partner, I mean the person you are in a relationship with, either your husband, your wife, or the person you are dating who is going through a process or
Of change.
undergoing a metamorphosis, a development, you know, a developmental process. So you shouldn't just walk out on them because you can't wait. No, you shouldn't walk out on them. But I don't know how long you should wait. But you can give some time and watch the progress. One of the good things in relationship is being there beside people at the time they need you the most. Yeah. If the person have shown sincere interest in learning, be there with them. Grow with them in that time. But if it is someone who you are saying is not making any progress
At all. And is
in the
content to
process,
be
yeah,
where they are.
if there is no progress in the process of the so-called learning, I don't think there is any need to continue.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That means you have seen that even if maybe the person is frustrating the whole
change
process. Yes, yeah.
yeah.
You can't live your life at the expense of someone else's
Yeah.
decision not to grow.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That's really, really interesting. I'm just thinking as well. Are there things you can do to? I mean, just to sort of contextualize. I think it's also very dependent on the situation.
Yeah.
As well. So,
Yeah.
which also ties to my question: that is
Yeah.
there something you can do to help your partner or to help the other person? Is there something you can be doing in their growth process that maybe can speed it up, or is there a way that you can even be working adversely to their growth process, you know. So are there things you should do, you should not do when somebody is changing or in the process of changing, like the butterfly or the metamorphosis? What did you even say? It's butterfly that has metamorphosis, is it not? Yeah. When the butterfly, what's the first thing that starts the thing? I don't even know. Fresh will say, oh, mommy, you don't even know. Okay, I think it's the egg, larva, pupa, adult, something like that. So when it's in the first stage, you trying to break open the cocoon before it's time may look like you're trying to help, you know, make that change work, but you have just paralyzed. You have stopped the change process. You know, you have, because true change comes from inside out. Really, lasting change comes from inside out. So are there things you can do, you know, to help when your partner is in a change process? Should you be watching from the sidelines? How involved should you get? Because obviously we already established that you cannot even change anybody, so don't even take on that role of trying to change somebody. But it depends, Sha, because before I didn't used to cook my beans to be soft, but now I've changed. And you were key to that. Okay, so that's a trivia. Okay, oh, so I've not changed, but I've improved.
Yes,
okay, that's good. So improvement is a good thing to celebrate.
Yes.
You
So
may not see
sometimes you may not get perfection,
obvious change,
but appreciate progress. Yeah, appreciate progress. So don't neglect the progress you are seeing because you have not seen perfection. So, but to answer what you were asking, you were asking quite a long question. What I
I
think.
don't even remember the question, to be honest. I'm going to be writing them down on a piece of paper.
Well, if I can remember your question, you were trying to ask about
maybe what you can do to
support
or
the person while they are changing, or while they are while they are in the process of change. Well, I would say that our answer could be relative. Our answer could be subjective, and it may not be. It may not be situation specific for everyone. Yeah. So that means there are some people which this answer may not be best for.
Yeah.
So we quite appreciate and we quite understand that. But my honest opinion in that regards is, yes, for you having the person you are in a relationship with, or your wife or husband undergoing that transition,
process,
I think it's good to cheer them up. It's good to, for example, you have a wife or a husband who needs to go to the gym because he or she wants to cut down some fat. He wants to get more fit. Yeah, so it's not for you to just be at home body shaming them and saying, you need to wake up, it's time, go. No, it is good if you maybe buy yourself gym kit also, go alongside with them, you know, do the exercise with them, join with them in the process, be their companion in the process, not the teacher, not the coach, but be
along with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, then that is one part, but then also for a partner, or for what they call it, for if you are in a relationship with someone who doesn't want to embrace change, the best support you can give to that kind of person, my answer may be harsh, but I think that is the wisest. I think that may be healthy, is to live. That's the best support you can give to them, because at those kind of situations,
in a relationship,
exactly,
in a relationship, not in marriage.
In a marriage, well,
let's leave that one. In a relationship, in a relationship, yeah.
So
Handsome.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. In a relationship. So I think that's
profound. The best thing you can do is to live.
For a person who
has refused
to change, because at that point they'll begin to see their need.
Or they'll hopefully begin to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hope they do.
It will help them to see how serious
the situation
is. But if you are there, you know, not
managing with them,
they are most likely not
Yeah, to take
going
it
to take
seriously.
any step in
Oh, wow.
embracing
Yeah, I
or
think
being more serious. Yeah.
something you also said about cheering them on is when, so even when they make a mistake in the change process, it's not always linear. I'm trying to be like you now, I'm speaking scientific English. It's not always linear. Is that the right word? Is it linear, horizontal, or vertical? I don't even know. It's not always straight. It doesn't always go straight. So in when there are hiccups, when the thing goes
How did you
down,
pass exam?
let them prove my certificate. Oh, okay. So it's not always it's not a straight line.
Yeah.
Sometimes things deep.
Curves.
Sometimes
Yeah.
there will be curves. Sometimes they did not remember to wake up. Sometimes they don't feel like going to the gym that day. Using that gym example, sometimes maybe your partner is trying to change to take their bath every day, and that day they just don't feel like, or the weather is too cold, it's freezing, or something. So sometimes there's a bend, there's a detour.
Yeah.
That's not the time to, start shaming them. The time it's not. Don't kick them when they are down. No, that's the time to give a helping
Yeah.
hand, and because when you win, it's a win for the both of you. It's a win for the relationship. It's a
Yeah.
win.
Can I come in here?
Come
Sometimes I
in. You're
think
always coming in. Why are you outside? Come in.
so.
Okay.
I think sometimes the mistake we make is when we have when we're in a relationship with people that are undergoing change. We sometimes push them so hard. Yeah, I've seen situations where people that are in a relationship, one of them is trying to tell them what is right,
Yeah.
but not in the right way, not in the best way the other
Yeah.
person will
receive
receive
that correction.
that correction or receive that support. There's some support that looks like an insult.
Presentation matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your way of presenting that support should be in a way that will not be offensive. That should be should communicate love, should communicate
Love.
respect,
Yes. Yes.
should communicate
You should
sincerity. And if
communicate love.
peradventure your support was being misunderstood, apologize.
Yeah. Be
Sincerely
patient.
admit that you
You
see
mean
that
well,
you
but
mean well.
you didn't
Yeah.
say it well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean well, but
And I
didn't say
think
it
one of
well.
the good things that I think have helped us is learning how to apologize. At one point, I think we used to beat each other at apologize. That means we will begin to
Sorry, no, me, I'm sorry.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, you're
yeah,
the one that
yeah,
said no, no, no.
yeah.
I'm
So the
please.
problem becomes
should-
who is more sorry than the other.
Yeah.
And I think that's also another good
Well,
thing.
that's good.
Yeah.
So since I've ended in this season, I ended every episode with a question in my characteristic manner. Let me end this episode with another question,
Okay.
which is
Then the next episode I will start it with a question.
but don't ask me. Okay, which is to what extent should you change for the person you're in a relationship with? Because
Change for them.
yes, or to what extent should you change? Okay, you seem to have answered my question now because you don't change for people.
Yeah, you can change for people,
Yes,
but it depends on the context of where you are coming
I
from.
think so. Yes,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
You can
now.
change for people, but sometimes it may sound manipulative.
Yes.
It must be presented in a context where it is necessary.
Yeah, because I was just
yeah.
thinking, if you're in this relationship and your partner does not like this, it's not a marriage commitment yet, So how accommodating should you be? There are some things you can change about yourself. There are some things you may not be able to readily change. Maybe you may improve at, but it won't change. Yeah. So I'm just, wondering. But I think you've answered. Because I was thinking, maybe the person you're in a relationship with now does not like cornrows, so you stop doing cornrows or you stop doing dreads because they didn't like. Is that necessary? At what point does the sacrifice become too sacrificial?
Well, the whole thing about relationship is selflessness.
Okay.
If you want someone into your space, then you must expect this kind
make
of
some
adjustments.
But how far is too far?
I don't know how far that is too far. It depends on both of you. Yeah. So for me, if there's something you cannot take, be honest with the other person and say, no, this one is going too far. This is I can't I won't be able to do
Yeah, what you're asking.
what you are asking for.
Like
And it's
if
good
you
for
say-
you, two of you to think through and see if these things are necessary.
If it's
Sometimes,
necessary,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Might even
sometimes,
be trivial. Yeah.
yeah. So, talk
Okay,
it
so
through.
that answered that question. So you don't have to deal with it in the other episode. Good for you. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.